Hello, I'm Edward Tarte, once a Catholic priest for 5 years in the 1960s, now an atheist, which simply means I find no credible evidence for the existence of any God. Today is March 15th, 2011. As some of you know, my Woodridge Baptist Church video of last October led to an exchange of views with one of their preachers, Paul Lyle. He made a response video opposing my views concerning the Bible. His video currently has 8 likes and 289 dislikes because, according to Pastor Lyle, many people are unwilling to face the truth. Pastor Lyle has a blog. Yesterday he sent me an email with the subject line, "Hey, I hear you guys are putting up some billboards." He invited me to read the latest posting in his blog entitled "Atheists and Their Billboards." I read it, and this video is my response. First, he cites a billboard that says, "Don't believe in God? You're not alone." He attacks it very sarcastically, as you can read for yourself. He says in part, "Has it really taken atheists this long to catch up with what Christians have known for thousands of years, that there are people who don't believe in God?" What Pastor Lyle appears not to understand is that nowadays in our nation, we atheists are looked on with much suspicion and contempt, and we lack the support and fellowship of local congregations such as his church people have. So we atheists can feel isolated. Many of us would welcome knowledge of a website for us, such as the website that is named on that billboard. "Don't believe in God? You're not alone." And then at the bottom of the billboard, a web address. This is by no means the first time in my experience with Pastor Lyle that he has passed judgment on other people's motivations and has judged incorrectly. He then quotes his Bible in red letters. "The fool says in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They do abominable deeds. There is none who does good." As Pastor Lyle wrote that, he was using artificial light made possible to him by atheist Thomas Edison. Lyle is quoting the Bible, a collection of ancient writings, and he is claiming, in spite of no evidence whatsoever, that these writings are authored by a supernatural being, namely his God. Then he refers to another atheist billboard. "Good without God. Be good for goodness' sake." Lyle says in response that religious people are more generous in good works than non-religious people. He admits there are studies to the contrary, but he says those studies are jokes. And he cites one study to back his assertion, a study which he claims is not a joke. I don't know about this for sure. I do know the following. 2 of the world's leading philanthropists, Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, are atheists, and their philanthropy has no religious motivation whatsoever. I also know this. In the past 40 years, the lifespan of Pastor Lyle, I have given $500,000 to charity, including $1,000 that I gave today for Japanese earthquake relief. And not a penny of my philanthropy has been motivated by religion. Near the end of his posting, Pastor Lyle cites one more atheist billboard that says, "You don't need God to hope, to care, to love, to live." Pastor Lyle chooses to focus on the hoping part. In one paragraph he asks, "Do you atheists hope in science? We have yet to cure even one virus. We can't even cure the common cold." Pastor Lyle sits at his computer, surrounded by and taking advantage of multitudes of scientific achievements, and he belittles science. Then he says what has given this video its title because it makes me so angry. He says, "Have you looked at what is happening in Japan? One earthquake and they look like a bunch of ants scrambling." To me, this comment of Pastor Lyle stands out. It is the product of a small mind, a mind made small by his religion. It is a mindless insult to the victims of that disaster. But actually, I can turn it into a compliment. Ants are extremely hard workers, and they know very well how to work together for the common good. To sum it up, in my opinion, virtually everything in that blog posting of Pastor Lyle is the product of a mind made small by religion. Elsewhere, Pastor Lyle tells me that I am going to hell. According to his profile page, he is 42 years old. At about the time of his birth, I, as a math teacher, started teaching young people how to use their brains, and I have been doing it ever since. I have used my brain, and accordingly, I have rejected belief in any God as being contrary to reason because of lack of evidence. For using my brain, his God is going to torture me forever in hell? Pastor Lyle, you don't scare me. Pastor Lyle is the leader of a church congregation. Has he been teaching people to use their brains? Most emphatically, he has not. Are all of his congregants in agreement with his small-minded view of reality? I wonder. At the end of his posting, he invites comments by atheists and by theists. And of course, as always, I invite your comments here. Thank you for watching this video.